And you remember where we started, falling in love, the same. DJ. Right. No, I don't know what might happen. I woke up and you were gone. I wanted was it all a dream? You were not chasing the sun, and now feeling that on you. I'm swimming in the dark, and nothing else to escape. It's make me alive.
All right, we'll give it another minute or two and we'll get this thing started. I'm just glad to see everybody on the call. Looks like we got a great group here. I'm scrolling through everybody's pictures and it's just awesome to see all the happy faces. Everybody's bringing some good energy. I'm already feeling the vibes. I love it. Love it. We got looks like we got a couple more stragglers. We're going to be hopping on the call today. So we'll let a couple other people hop on here. Give it a couple minutes. While we're doing so, I know we had a birthday last week. It was I think it was on Tuesday last week, and it was when our director was in town, so we got to go downtown a little bit and hang out with him. But if you guys haven't had a chance to wish Mr. Hunsberger happy birthday, Mr. Hunsberger, I think he's
Go, Mr.
25,
Hudson.
Happy
you know.
birthday.
So he hit his 3 year anniversary with the company, and he just got his birthday, in the same month. So that's awesome. It's your AIL birthday and your real birthday all in the same month, man. So shout out to you. But there we go. There we go. I saw a couple other people in the waiting room. So there we go. We got a couple other people hopping on. If you can, let's get our cameras going. I was doing a training the other day and I had some new people on there and they were having trouble with their cameras. And I said, that's just part of the Zoom journey. So welcome to the Zoom journey. Some people are brand new to this. You should have saw us, 3 years ago when we had to transition over to this stuff. But now we're just zooming from Zoom room to waiting room to everything else. So uh, we almost got it down and got it perfected. Um, but yeah, we're gonna get started here in one more minute. There we go. I see it, a couple other people dropping in. Nice. Thank you, Edgar, for Edgar's doing a lot of admitting. Thank goodness for the admit all button. So you don't have to click every single person and admit every single person. But we'll go ahead and get everything kicked off here, guys. We have a guest speaker today, so let's get the party started. So happy Monday. Good morning, good afternoon to everybody on the East Coast. Thanks for hopping on and joining us. I'm super excited. Like I said, we have a guest speaker today. Mr. Simon Arias is going to be guest speaking. I'll share a little bit and do some screen sharing here just to give you guys some background on our guest speaker here in a second. But before so, also today is Martin Luther King Day. So happy MLK Day to everyone. And for today, I always like to just, pause for a second and just think about the opportunity that we have here, in America. And America is made of not just the land and mountains and sea, but of people. That's what it makes up a great country, is people. And great people like Martin Luther King is one of the great people that make up a great country. Just like we could say a great business is made up of what? Just great people, right? So typically on a Monday, we're celebrating things like what? Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day, right? And we always have these Mondays, these special days. So I always like to just think and just reflect for a minute on the freedom that we have here in the United States with all this other stuff going on. I mean, take a look at planet Earth and take a look at all the different countries that we are and just how blessed we are to be in the United States. And we got the American flag at the office. It's one of the first things that we got. They're like, what do we need? Do we need to get a TV? Do we need to get desks? Do we need chairs? I say we need an American flag in the office. That's the first thing that we need, just so that we can just understand that none of this happens without being able for us to work under that blanket of freedom, the blanket of freedom. So, you know, um, so anyways, happy out MLK Day today. And also, just as a business owner, guys, Monday is a great day to take advantage of everybody being home. You know, so that's just a whole nother side note as well. Everybody's home and they're available for us to help them and definitely utilize and take advantage of this day as we are today. So today's halftime for the month for us. It's halftime for the month for us, and that's hey. I just want to go over yesterday in the NFL was was the third largest comeback in NFL history. So I don't care where you're at for the month right now, okay? It doesn't matter where you're at for the month. On any given day, you can strike. And they were losing by 27 points. The Jacksonville Jaguars were losing by 27 points, and they came back and end up winning the game at the end, at the end, on a field goal, on a field goal. Now, just so you know, the game started out and the quarterback, the first play of the game, the Jacksonville Jaguars threw an interception. Imagine being that quarterback. You started out the game throwing an interception, and then he ended the game with his hands above his head as the winner, and not just a winner, a historic event went down. And he made history by bringing his team back from 27-point deficit. It's not how you start, right? But how you finish. Games are won and lost in the second half, right? January's off to a great start for us. We have some people doing some outstanding performances, and we're going to recognize some people, for that over the course of the month. However, the second 2 weeks, these next two weeks are going to be special. And this week is going to be a big one. I'm already calling it. I want you to call it. I want you to call your shots right now. Speak it out loud to the universe and let them know you're coming for everything. Okay. And you're going to put in the work, and it's all about input output. So as long as I do the input, the output should be there, right? Um, so stay focused. Stay focused. And what's super exciting, guys, is we have a new training class that's on the call today. So super exciting. We have a new training class on the call. I see some bright new faces. And if you're new, go ahead and give it a wave real quick. Because you're first. There we go. Tyrone, I see you. Victoria, come on. Alexis, Sasha, Joanne, Alex. Those are just some of the people I see right there. What's up, Juan? Hey, if we can't give everybody a round of applause for hopping on, all the new people. Come on, Connor, give it up for him. Gio, let's go. Awesome, awesome. Welcome to the party, guys. So, um, the schedule for the month, All right. So, today we have a guest speaker. Next week, it's going to be our annual recognition for 2022. So, we're going to go over 2022 in detail. We're going to recognize all of our top performers for the entire year, and we're going to get to hear some of them speak as well. So that would be a great meeting to mark in your calendar. Don't want to miss that one for sure. Typically, people get a little bit more dressed up because you're going to be speaking, to everybody and recognized for the year. So if you wanted to actually throw on a nice Zoom tie, I don't, wearing a tie on Zoom, or something like that, that would be the day to do it. If you ever wanted to wear a tie on Zoom, that would be the day you can bust out that. And if you got a tie for Christmas, any of those dads out there that got the Christmas tie, right? So that's a good day to bust out your dad Christmas tie or something, whatever that your kids got you. Um, so also schedule tip is agency wide. So if you're on this call, then you're on this call, and this call is the one I'm about to go over. So if you're on this call, you are invited, okay? And we want you on the other call as well, okay? And the call I'm about to go over, the call we should all get ready to write down is going to be on Thursday at 10 a.m. Which Thursday? Every Thursday at 10 a.m. So every Thursday at 10 a.m., we now have an agency-wide training where we're going to live role play and go over key elements in our presentation and in our business that we're all going to get on the same page. And I promise you, it's going to take your game to the next level. It's going to be another tool in the tool belt. And if you do these weekly workshops every Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Time, it's going to be another tool, and you'll have 52 extra tools in the tool belt by the end of the year. And there's not going to be no job that you're not going to be able to handle. Okay. Some people would call them weapons. They're like, that's another weapon, in your arsenal, right? And then they say, now there's no dragon that you won't be able to slay, right? So if you can 52 weeks every week put another weapon in your arsenal, put another tool in your tool belt, you'll pick your head up 52 weeks from now, and people say, "Wow, how'd you get good like that? Did you read a book?" No, you said it was 1% better every day, 1% better every week, and that's how it happens. So keep that in your schedule for that. And let's see here. Um, we have two contests that I want to bring up to us as well. Two contests. First of all, the company is sending everybody from last year who qualified to Cancun this year. So you're going to notice in May for about a week, there's going to be some people that are just going to be out and be unavailable because we're all going to be in Cancun. Okay. And in Cancun, we get a yacht, we get a boat, and we take it out and we go over to Al Mujeres over there, and it is just awesome. We get DJ, a drummer, we had a saxophone player, all the drinks, all the food. Like it was just a great trip. So in Cancun, we're doing the same exact thing again this year. And when we go to Hawaii next year, right, we're definitely getting a boat and we're going out. again in Hawaii. So please make sure you qualify for Hawaii in 2024. Okay. And the way you do that is by executing your target number that you need in 2023. The cool thing about this year is whatever number that you need to qualify for convention in ALP, you have to, write the business. You can use up to half of that number from if you bring in a personal recruit. How about that? So if let's say I need $100,000 in business that I have to write to go to convention in Hawaii, right? That's my number that I need. Well, I can qualify for writing all 100,000, and I go to Hawaii, me and a guest, all expenses paid, 5 star, like super high class. They treat you like a queen and king. You don't lift a finger. You don't pay for nothing. I mean, drinks, food, everything. They take care of you. It's awesome. So you and a guest going to Hawaii, right? And I know, like my first week, my first one, I took my dad. We went to. They sent me in 2000 not eight. I qualified to go in 2009 to the convention in Los Angeles at the Beverly Hills Hilton, like right where they do like the Academy Awards, and they rolled out the red carpet, and it was great. And I brought my dad, and we rented a Porsche, and we drove around town, and we thought we were movie stars, and it was great. So that was the first convention that I went to. I'll never forget about that. And and I know Stafford, he's already thinking about bringing his dad. I could already tell, he's getting all fired up, man. So think about the person that you want to bring with you. But how awesome is that? The company is going to send you all expenses paid trip to the Hawaii. So for that, you can qualify half from personal recruits. So let's just say that I brought in 5 people this year, and every bit amount of business that those people do, I think up to $10,000 per person will go towards my number. Will go towards my number. So if I brought in 5 people and they did 10,000 throughout the year, then their 10,000 will count towards my 10,000 or my 100,000, and I could count for up to $50,000 worth of my production. So I really only needed to write 50 myself, and then I could just have 5 people, or however, hit whatever half that number would be. So do the math for you. Someone wrote that's crazy, and I said, yeah, that's literally that's like what I said. I said that's crazy. Is that for real? And they're like, yeah. And they did the math, and he wrote it on the board when they were showing us this, And I just said, well, we got to take advantage of this. Take advantage of it for sure, right? So the goal is to qualify for convention by when? By the end of the year? No, that's taking too long, right? You don't want to wait till the end of the year to hit your convention numbers. You want to qualify for convention by convention is the goal. The goal is to say when everybody's going to convention this year, you already know that you qualified for convention next year. That means you were on some major stuff. I mean, you were definitely pushing the envelope and grinding, but it'll be well worth it to qualify for convention by convention. And heck, even if you don't hit it and come close, you'll be right around the corner, right? So just up your goals, up the ante a little bit there, and it's all worth it. I see Sean Doyle looks like he's already in Hawaii. I don't know if you guys can see Sean Doyle. I love it. I love it. We need to get you one of those lays, and you could just be on the call wearing a lay. You know, let's go. If you guys can see Sean Doyle, he got the Hawaii background going. Um, but speaking of convention, we're going to be going to Cancun this year, and if you didn't qualify, you're not out of the race yet. Everybody here can still qualify. It don't matter if you're with the company last year or if you're just getting started like today. Okay, if you're just getting started today, you can still qualify to come to Cancun. This is the second time they've done this. What they're doing is they're running a second chance contest for you to go to convention. They've never done this before. They did this last year, okay, for Vegas, and this is the second time that they're doing this. I want you to know for Hawaii, they already told us that there's not going to be a second chance competition for Hawaii. So that's a for sure thing. We already know that's not going to be a second chance competition. So you got to qualify. But they are giving one for Cancun. So here's how it is. it says that the top uh, 20 agents that are in their rookie year, in their first year, from now until the first quarter, so January, February, and March. You have 3 months: January, February, March. The top 20 agents in rookie category, so first year, automatically get to go, and then the top 20 veterans automatically get to go in that. And now, if you already qualified for convention, guys, then you can't go twice, so you're out of the mix. So, like, you might be thinking, like, oh, there's all these top performers. How am I gonna qualify? Just so you know, uh, all the top performers already qualified. You know what I mean? So you're just competing with the people who didn't already qualify. Just so you just don't think you're out of the mix here. You know. Um, so now they're also doing, if you hit $30,000 but you don't qualify, you're going to get tickets. So all the people who do 30,000 in the first quarter that aren't in the top 20, you're going to get tickets, and you're going to pull 15 tickets as well. So, and it only takes how many? It only takes one. It only takes one ticket. So do your best to at least get 30,000 under your name in the first quarter. And if you don't qualify by being in the top 20, you'll get some tickets and you'll still have a chance to come down to Cancun. All and listen, I've been around the world, and when you're with American Income, they're going to send you around the world. I tell you what, I've never traveled more. I didn't need a passport till I worked with this company. I never needed a passport in my life, and I've never traveled on more planes since I've been with American Income. So you're going to be around the world, and you're going to experience some great resorts, and I'm sure you might have been in some all-inclusives. Hey, has anybody been in an all-inclusive resort and you were kind of like, this is a little sketchy? Right? Like, sure, it's all inclusive, but all inclusive what? Like all inclusive hot dogs and hamburgers and French fries, like, right? Bottom shelf drinks. Like, who wants all inclusive? Like, you don't even know the name of the stuff. It's like some crazy, Russian name on the vodka. Like, no, 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 no. I'm talking when you go to this resort, I just want you to know it's all inclusive, but it's the best all inclusive place I've been in my life. The restaurants are off the chain. The drinks, like like you get to drink the top shelf stuff. You know what I mean? You don't got to worry about none of that stuff. So I just want you guys to know the food and everything is great there. Check it out. It's called the Moon Palace in Cancun. So if your destiny is and your goal is to get there, you can check it out, and you'll get even more fired up for that. Okay. And the last little contest we'll go over here before we get things moving is the March Madness. So the March Madness is based upon January. The top performers in January are going to qualify for March Madness. So we have 2 weeks left to do this. And what they're taking is the top 200, and I think it's 264 or 260. I can't remember the top number, 254 maybe, rookie producers, and the top 254 veteran producers. And they're going to put them in four brackets. 256. Thanks, Jesse. 256. And they're going to put them in brackets. They're going to put them in brackets. Okay. So you're going to get put into four different, seated brackets there. And then from there, you're going to get to go, and each week, just like March Madness, it'll be a 6 round bracket, and you're going to go each round in March Madness, and the winner gets cash prizes. Cash prizes. Now, if you don't win the March Madness, but you're still in the top performers in the bracket, like I know last year, Sasha qualified for convention last year, and she also made the March Madness. She had a great first quarter. So she made the March Madness, won a couple rounds in March Madness, but unfortunately she got knocked out at the end. But all her numbers still counted, and she was one of the top four producers in the whole bracket, and she won an extra $1,000 for doing that. So, like, if you qualify for the March Madness and you don't win it, you can still win a bunch of cash money too. So keep that in mind as well. We have a new promotion structure. So while we're going over some structural things within our agency, okay, one of them is the promotion structure, and this year we've changed it and updated it. Okay, so back in the day, you had to do $24,000 in production over 90 days in order to get promoted. Right now, if you still do 24,000 over 90 days, you still earn your promotion. And we had some people knock that out of the park last year. And shout out to you guys on setting the bar for yourself to lead people in the business. But if you're able to bring in one personal recruit, then that number now goes down to 20,000 over 90 days that you only need. And if you bring in two personal recruits, then that number goes down to 15,000 over 90 days. And then if you bring in three personal recruits, that number goes down to 10,000 over 90 days. And that's it. If you bring in four personal recruits, it's still 10,000. If you bring in five personal recruits, it's still 10,000. You got to at least be able to do 10,000 over 90 days, okay? Because in leadership, you won't earn your bonuses if you're not able to produce at least that minimum amount of production. So it all lines up where you need to be to earn income, to grow your organization. And if you can bring people into a business and they're going to follow you into an organization, into a business, that means you have some leadership qualities about you, right? And we could teach you the rest. So shout out to everyone. I think I saw a couple people last week that are brand new that got some hires. You know, I see you guys on the call, and I'm not going to call you out because I know some other people got them too, and I don't want to make anyone jealous. But just so you know that I see you on the call there. Some of your managers have told me, they're like, "Hey, this person just passed their test, and they already had like three people that I'm calling tomorrow, and they want me to interview them." Right? So you guys are making the managers work, and that's good. Please make them work. Okay, get them off Instagram. They don't need to be on that stuff. Okay, get them interviewing, get them interviewing your personal recruits. Okay, keep them busy. All right. But yeah, that's what you guys are doing. So great job, and that's the beautiful thing about it. I loved how when I started, I didn't know what to do or what to say, but I just knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted to have happen. I knew I wanted to have a team of like 10 people yesterday. That's what I knew, but I didn't know how to do it. So all I did is I just said, "Hey, go just talk to my manager." And then my manager got on the phone with them, booked them for the interview, did the interview, and pretty much coached them up through the whole situation for me because I wasn't prepared to do that, you know? So anyways, that was one of the beautiful things when I started. So if you guys can take advantage of that opportunity, you get $750 per personal recruit that you bring in. And when they bring in personal recruits, you get $250 for each one that they bring in. How about that? You know, so if I bring in Jesse, I get 750, but if Jesse brings in Stephen Shealy, Jesse gets 750, I get 250. Does that make sense? Hey, take advantage of it, you know? So before we have our guest speaker hop on, I want to real quick do like quick Google reviews, and then our guest speaker is going to hop on for the game. Okay. So while we're pulling those up, I'm going to share a video for our guest speaker so you guys can see a little bit of background here. And I think I pulled it up in, let me just double check real quick. This should be it. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. Can everyone see this? Yes? Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So
Yeah,
this is a quick video for our guest speaker. Um, our guest speaker is Simon Arias. I'm gonna leak it out to you guys right now. I just want to give you a quick little background video, and then when he hops on the call, I'll announce him again for everybody. But I want to get a quick video. He's seen this stuff before, so I don't want to waste his time by him hopping on the call and just watching a video of himself. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. All
yes,
right. All
sir.
right. Problem is, I probably didn't hit share the screen with sound. See, I told you we're learning the Zoom altogether. All right, here it is. All right, so Simon's on YouTube. He has the grind. Get ready, it's a new day, and he's been working with Jim Tressel, who's the head coach, who was the head coach, now the president of Youngstown State. And this is a little short clip.
But sometimes misunderstood. Leadership is simply the action that you take to serve others.
growing up in Youngstown as a kid, I didn't really get out of the city too much. So our professional sports team here was the Penguins, Youngstown State Penguins, where Coach Tressel would lead them to multiple national championships. And, just the few times that I was able to go to those games are key memories of my childhood that stick out to me as positive. So the people on that team and the coach of that team end up being, people that you admire and look up to as a child. In my 30s, as I started my own organization and business, I looked around and I really wasn't being mentored. One day I called and asked President Tressel if he would give me some time and start to mentor me, and didn't expect him to say yeah, just couldn't believe it. I've learned so much. I've become a better father, better husband, better business person. I feel like I've been able to serve others in the community by the wisdom and the knowledge, and having somebody that I can lean on that has a proven track record.
When you're in teaching and coaching and supervision of any kind, serving those that you have the opportunity to work with is what leadership is all about. When you're given opportunities and you've been given blessings, your responsibility is to do that for others.
I remember when we would all get together and do Toys for Tots for Christmas, but we had a bigger vision this year. We set out a vision that we were going to purchase a home for a family and bless somebody with a home completely paid off that is struggling, that deserves it. The vision is over the next 3 to 4 years is to double up, is to be doing $50 million in premium. Think about how many houses we can buy for people. Think about the impact that we can make on this city and all of the cities that we're in. The mission is we want to become a big organization and a big company, because a bigger company and a bigger agency can make a bigger difference. To see what the people in this room have become, I've had the opportunity to watch people get married, have kids, grow their families, grow their businesses, build houses, and so I'm grateful for that. I'll never forget that. You guys and gals have built something truly, truly special. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
All right, guys. All right. So can everyone hear me okay? Back to it? Awesome, awesome. So guys, looks like we do have our guest speaker is on the call. I don't know if Edgar can find Simon or not, but I just got word that there he is. Yes, he's on the call and live. So you guys saw a little bit about the grind there, and if you guys can follow him on the on YouTube, and you could subscribe to that, you'll get notifications, and you could keep up to date with the podcast as well. Um, and before Simon, before you speak, we had a game that we were going to play with you, and we were going to have you be our celebrity guest on the game. Okay. So basically, and then what I'd like to do is be able to announce you, and then have you speak to everybody. So if you could appease us by being our celebrity guest, this is going to be awesome. So we have a couple Google reviews, and then we vote on the Google review. Can we just get a top Google review real quick, Gio, so we could have them pop up there, and we can announce them?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes. Can you guys hear me and see me? Thumbs up, thumbs up. All right. Just when you thought Simon couldn't get more impressive, did you see those dances when we were looking for him? Tommy's like, "Where's Simon?" He was like, so awesome. Awesome. Great job, man. And we're going to go over the Google reviews. Quick shout out to all the individuals that went the extra mile to make sure that we got the job done with the Google reviews. As you guys know, this is going to build the credibility and the trust of not only the company, the agency, the team, and you. Imagine showing all your clients, all your members, all the Google reviews you got over the last couple of weeks. And guys, we're at 917 Google reviews right now. So shout out to you guys, 917. Let's get that over 1,000 by the end of the month. And let's go right into it. So we'll go over a couple Google reviews. You guys take your votes on who was the best one. And I'll remember the names because we're going to take that vote and then Simon is going to play the game with us. So without further ado, go jump into it. We have Rose Park said this individual was really nice and a very good listener to us during our Zoom meeting. Appreciated that he explained everything to us in great detail and was very patient. Let's give it up for Alejandro. Come on. Sounds like Simon. We have Simone. Said this person was very helpful and professional. I really appreciated his help. Let's give it up for, I believe it's Joshua Yuriko. Remember the name. All right. We have Akeisha. Said this person was hands down the best insurance specialist I've ever had. Wow. This guy left no stone unturned. He was so thorough. He explained it that even a caveman could understand, right? This stuff's so easy. Even a caveman can do it, right? So we have, it looks like my husband and I had no problem selecting the best choice for my family. Let's give it up to the one, the only, Connor Fox. All right. We have roots over fruits, right? Roots and boots. Said this person didn't bore me, so he gets a 5 from me. Let's give it up for Byron. All right, last few. We have Edward said very personable and professional. Looks like Byron again. These two individuals were very understanding gentlemen, is what he said. Let's give it up for Patrick and Byron. Let's go. Last two, we have Taylor said these two individuals were very helpful during my beneficiary and life insurance process. They were very open in answering all my questions. Thank you both. We have Byron again, Byron and Steven Chile. All right. Last but not least, we have Rudy Robinson and Tyrone said, my name is Tyrone Robinson. All right. My experience was very exceptional. This individual and his team were very knowledgeable about the type of insurance that would be a good fit for me and my family. He and his team explained to me the way life insurance policies work in a way that I can actually understand. What I liked most was the professionalism. Thank you so much. Thank you for your help. Let's give it up for Connor again. All right, you guys take your vote real quick on who you thought was the best. We had Byron, we had Connor, we had Joshua Urinko, we had Alejandro, we had Byron and Patrick, Byron and Steven, and then we had Connor Fox. Take your vote.
All right. Thank you, Gio. Thank you, Gio. Hey, Edgar's going to add up these votes here in a minute, but it looks like it's between Connor and Byron. And Simon, let me brief you on what we're about to do, man. So, we got to have a little bit of fun with you today, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a version of, I guess you can call it Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, okay? We're going to give you three answers. You got to pick the right answer. And then either Connor or Byron gotta guess if it's a fact or cap. They gotta guess if it's true or false, if you're right or wrong. Okay. And then if they win, they are going to get to go to the agency store and pick any gear that they want off the agency store. All right. So how about this? Let's have Connor and Byron both go. Connor's up first. All right, Connor, and we're going to ask Simon a question. He's going to say if it's true or false, and you got to get it right. All right. So Simon, we're in a football mood today. We had a football weekend. Jaguars big comeback this weekend. It's halftime for us for the month, right? So we're inspired and we're ready to go. But with that being said, the first question is this: the only two brothers to win a Super Bowl MVP are Peyton and Eli Manning. Is that true or false?
Ooh.
So Simon got to answer the questions, Connor, and you got to agree or disagree with him.
Wow.
Right.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go true.
True. Peyton and Eli Manning are the only two brothers to win a Super Bowl MVP. Do you agree with that, Connor?
Well, kind of funny because I'm like the only person on here probably doesn't understand, who doesn't know the football reference. So we'll just, I'm gonna agree with Simon here. He probably knows better than I do. I'm gonna say true.
Going with the celebrity, right? And that is true. Connor, you won. Give it up for Connor. Great job,
Oh,
man.
come
Let's
on.
say thank you to Simon for providing that one.
See, you
Thanks
got
for
the right
trusting
guy
in
on the
me.
call. I want to make a topic Simon's very, very, very well informed about. Next one, guys, is tonight the Dallas Cowboys play. So, Globe Life. Globe Life is the official life insurance provider of who? Of the Dallas Cowboys and the Texas Rangers, right? So, hey, our Cowboys are in the playoffs tonight, guys. All right. So the Dallas Cowboys are one of the most, I guess, expensive teams, the most valuable franchises, right? And what are they worth? Are they worth either A, 1 to 5 billion, B, 5 to 10 billion, or C, 10 billion plus?
Ooh, that's me.
Simon,
That's a tough one. I'm going to go with A.
A 1 to 5 billion. 1 to 5 billion is the thing. All right, so Byron, do you think that he's right or wrong?
I think he's right on that. I'm gonna go with Simon on that.
You're gonna go with Simon on that? That
Yeah.
was a tough one. This I started out easy, got a little bit tougher. The fact is that the Dallas Cowboys are worth over $5 billion as one of the most expensive
Sorry, Byron.
franchises.
How
All
much
good.
is it, Tommy? What is it? 6 billion?
Yeah, it just said over 5 billion, so I didn't
Gotcha.
know the number, right? But hey, best of luck, best of luck. How about this? If you guys really want to, we'll give you an easy one, right? Give you an easy one. Uh, True or false? The Chicago Bears tied 6 games in 1932.
Wow. Chi-Town. Is this for me too? Yeah, it's me or Byron.
That's true or false to you, Simon?
Ooh, 6 games.
Chicago Bears, they tied 6 times in 1932. Only team to ever do that.
True.
True. Byron, you think that's true?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with true as well.
All right, Simon's right. Byron, you win. Boom, double or nothing. You got it, man. Go to the store, pick out something great. And Simon, thanks for appeasing us. You know we're gonna have some fun with you, man. And thank you for hopping on. I called Simon and asked him if he could hop on the call, and he said no questions asked, man. And guys, without Simon, I would not be with this company. We would not be here today without you, man. So beyond anything I could even say to you, that's number one gratitude of all time is without you betting on yourself, reaching out to me, recruiting me, dating me, selling me on this opportunity. This guy didn't give up on me. He didn't give up on me. He could have gave up on me many times, even after I came into business and I was giving him grief for this and probably not being coachable for that. He still didn't give up on me, so, but yeah, I mean, that just shows the core of who you are. And then, part of the giving you guys saw on there is what a giving person, and he set the whole organization up with a whole giving mentality from the first month that I've been with with American Income Life. We were giving every single month, and you guys saw in the video, gave a house, a few years ago, and continues to. And he has the Inspiring Minds in Youngstown. He opened another one up in Pittsburgh, and Still City Impact, and has been impacting children, which is near and dear to his heart. So anytime that you're looking for an organization that you want to team up with, that those are two great, ones that I always love to team up with. And it just, Simon, you just continue to grow. He was on the executive council again last year, has more executive council rings and diamonds than one of the most decorated people in American Income Life history. He crushed it as an agent, crushed it as a supervisor, crushed it as a GA, crushed it as an MGA, top MGA, went straight to become an SGA in Pittsburgh, in a town where nobody wanted to be. people wrote Pittsburgh off as it wasn't a good town, not productive at all, and he ended up going there at all the places that could have gone, and one of the youngest SGAs to just step out and do it on its own, and now is looking to do 25 million plus. I think almost you did well over 20 million last year in production, which to us, I don't know if some of us are so new on the call, probably doesn't even resonate with really what that is. But just so you know, it's the second most production ever in American Income Life history, next to Rick Altig. So you're looking at there's Rick Altig, and we got Simon with us on the call, man. So I can go on and on and on, but you're not here to hear about him. We want to hear from him, right? So Si, we love you. We appreciate you, man. Your
Love you,
reputation
Tommy.
precedes yourself. So
Love
give it
you,
up, guys,
dog.
please. Let's make some noise real quick. Come on, let them know. Send some energy. Send some energy. Come on.
Hey,
Yeah.
go
Thank
Simon.
you. So proud of you guys. Doing great. Tommy, I'm so proud of you, and we wouldn't be here without each other either. I was moved to Pittsburgh. Tommy was my first personal recruit. Praise the Lord. And set the tone and the tempo for everybody from there. And Tommy, without you and what you've done, we wouldn't be here either in Pittsburgh and breaking records. Just know your blood is always here, and all your loyalty, sacrifices, work that you put in here to be one of the greats before you moved to Chicago is set the tone and set the foundation for us. And I mean that, bro. I'm always here for you and super proud of you and your whole agency. So anything you guys need, anything, anywhere, anytime, whatever, let me know. So I won't take too long. I got a noon your time meeting. So I got a good 10 minutes in me. So we just left our agency meeting, and one of the things that one of our award winners talked about was a book he was reading. And he said the 3 things in the book he was reading that stuck out to him about a guy that actually built, I think it was Rap-A-Lot, it was like a rap industry a label. And he said it was heart, loyalty, and commitment. And that's what Tommy showed here. And that's what it's going to take for you to build a successful business. Heart is like not backing down when you get punched in the face. And when you're scared, still coming to play, diving for loose balls, not letting yourself be intimidated. That's what heart is your heart is something that's not measured. Your speed, your size, your talent, all that stuff could be measured, but your heart can't be measured. And your heart is what carries you through when you don't know if you have any more. Loyalty, that goes without saying. Tommy's one of the most loyal people I know. And then commitment, staying committed after it's sexy to do so, whether it's in your marriage or in your relationships or in a business that you guys are building. And then another guy said that won an award is you got to become a ghost, to be successful. He said he had to disappear, for a year or two from friends and certain small things and things he was giving his time to, whether it was golf or bowling or, whatever stuff ain't going to pay your bills. And then, getting away from things and friends and things and people that distract you. So coming into this year, a lot of people say, well, this is it. This is going to be my year, 2023, Jordan year. We're in Chicago, 2023. We got to do what winners do. What do winners do? Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, said, begin with the end in mind. So you got to begin with the end in mind. You got to be able to see. You got to be able to see when you're starting and have a vision. Tommy talked about, when I recruited him, I remember me and Tommy put on a piece of paper, his current job that he had at the time, and then the new and enhanced job we would have for him over here. And I was able to cast a vision for him, within a 5-year to 10-year period, making $1 million. And this is before I had ever made $1 million myself, in the business. And so you got to be able to begin with the end in mind. I began with Tommy knowing we would get there. I knew that he would get there. You got to know that yourself is going to get there. When we started out just, with a dream, I knew Tommy would have $20,000 a month, $250,000 a year, paying out every single year plus in residual income from work that he did in the past. And so you guys got to see that for yourself. Think about if you were the one 5 years from today, 10 years from today, to be having 25,000, 30,000 a month paying out to you in the form of residual income from the work that you're in the process of doing? How would that impact your life? How would that change your life? And as a parent, you know, a lot of people, I got 3 kids, 7, 5, and 2. And as a parent, so many people, when I had my first child, came up to me and said, hey, man, it's going to go so fast. You know, you got to enjoy it. It goes so fast. And it's true. But I'm here to tell you also, as you business owners in the process of building a business, the process, the diaper phase, the hardships, the things that you're going through right now to build a business, that also goes by fast. This too shall pass. And your kid and your business will be all grown up one day. And so you gotta go ahead and continue to put into that work, knowing that you have that vision of your business continuing to grow. And remember that motivation don't always last. That's why Zig Ziglar recommends it daily, you know, like brushing your teeth and taking a bath. And so constantly pouring things that are going to inspire you on a daily basis. If you didn't brush your teeth for 3 days, how do you think your breath would smell? Well, if you don't put positive things into your mind intentionally and into your spirit, your attitude is going to smell like that. It's not going to be like some of the people I see bringing so much positive energy in your group chat. You got to put positive in to have positive out, but understand that when motivation goes away, discipline got to take its place. And discipline was defined by Nick Saban as saying, discipline is, can I get myself to not do things that I know that I shouldn't do, that ain't good for me, that's not going to help me in the process. That requires discipline. And then discipline is also, there's some things that I don't feel like doing that I got to do in the process that's going to help me get to where I want to be. Can I get myself to do those things anyway? And if you want to be great, if you want to build a successful business, the ones that win, they get themselves to do things regardless of how they feel. If you can only perform when you feel good, you're not going to be able to grow a successful business. You're going to be better off acting yourself into feeling than you think you're going to be feeling yourself into acting, because you ain't always going to feel like doing what is required. You got to just act on it until you feel like it. And then the next thing is, if you're going to be successful, just remember peanut butter and jelly goes together, but excuses and success don't. Excuses and success don't go together. You got to be able to understand and pick and choose today. Which one do you want? Do you want excuses? That's fine. But you ain't going to be able to have no success then. Do you want success? That's fine. You can get it. You're learning from my best student. He was here to build this whole thing with me. We just did 500,000 last week, and my foot was directly in my people's ass this morning. $500,000 in AOP. You know what that means. Some of you out there that wrote 5,000 this past week, we did 500,000 of it, and we ain't happy about it. We got more in us. And so if you want to be successful, you can do it. You get to learn from Tommy and Gio, 2 of my stars that came over there. But you can't do it if you entertain excuses. You got to pick which one you're gonna entertain. It ain't the leads. It ain't the this. It ain't the that. It's whatever you conjure up in your mind ain't what it is. You got to find a way to erase excuses and realize how powerful your mind is. They're sending people to the frickin' moon. They're creating cars that don't need gasoline. Whatever your obstacle is that you're giving yourself excuses about, your brain is created to already overcome those things if you don't buy into them. And speaking of your brain, you got to have mental toughness. In the same video I'm referring to about Nick Saban, he was talking about, well, how does he define toughness? And the analogy he was saying is he was looking at storm windows for hurricane season. He said, and the way that they ranked the windows was based off how much could they handle without breaking. How much of a storm can they handle without breaking? I watched Tommy go through his son being born with heart issues and going to work and staying in the hospital and go through that and so much more over the years without breaking. You can't break in the face of adversity. You're going to have adversity. You got to have freaking mental toughness. I know women that are 5 foot tall, 65 years old, that are tougher than some of these young men that I know, 25 years old, benching 315, putting on 3 plates. They think they're tough because you could put on a bunch of plates. That ain't what it's about. It's about mental toughness. Like I've watched women raise their own kids, then their kids, they have to help raise their grandkids because something happened and they got all this stress, all this adversity, paying bills, Man ain't there, but they find a way to make it happen. And then I got a 25-year-old with a big bench press. His girlfriend breaks up with him. He don't show up for work for a week. That's not mental toughness. That is not what should be able to break you. So you have to look at yourself and ask yourself mentally from a toughness standpoint, what does it take to break you? Because if you're going to build a successful business, your ass can't be broken easily. You can't be like a freaking stick figure. You got to plow through whatever comes your way. You're going to get obstacles. You're going to get adversity. You're going to have people trying to recruit your people. You're going to have a no-show. You're going to have somebody call you and cancel. You're going to have all types of things that come up. If you just stay steadfast, just keep pushing, just be tough, and you're going to be just fine. And then the last thing I want to leave you with is you got to understand that this is James Allen. He and ladies, forgive me, this is just his quote. It's he or she. He who would achieve little must sacrifice little. He who would achieve much must sacrifice much. He who would attain highly must sacrifice greatly. And if you think the price or the sacrifice of winning is too high, wait till you get the bill for regret if you don't. It costs. I had the pleasure of growing up on welfare, so I know what it's like to be super poor, and I know what it's like for them to pay me multiple millions of dollars. Right now, I don't have to go to work. They'll give me $1 million a year just to do that, to not go to work. So I've been in both. Both of them are hard. They both bring challenges to them. Pick your hard. You either sacrifice for what you want, or what you want becomes a sacrifice, but you got to make freaking sacrifices. The people that you see that have the most, that are making the most money, and they have these great schedules in our business, don't think those people didn't sacrifice. You're seeing those people in chapter 10, and you're in chapter 1. It don't have to be years either. I got a kid over here that's not even been here for 24 months, and his paycheck this week was $22,000. And he didn't sell one policy. So don't think it takes you 10 years. Don't think it takes you 15 years. It didn't take Tommy a year to be an MGA. It didn't take him 3 years in order to do $40,000, $50,000 weeks. It didn't take us none of that stuff. All it takes is a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of heart, a lot of commitment, a lot of eliminating distractions, a lot of doing whatever is required. I tell people in the close sometimes when I'm teaching closing to people and they start talking about the price, I teach them, they say, listen, it costs something to do something. I know, but it costs something to do nothing. And the cost of doing nothing far outweighs the cost of doing something. And so trust and believe, if you don't make the sacrifices, it's either pay now and play later, or you play now and you're going to pay later. But either way, we all got to pay this game called life. We all got to pay. Nobody gets a free pass, okay? Take advantage of the opportunity that you have right in front of you. This is a brand new agency in their first couple of years. I know where Tommy's going. I know where Gio's going. I know what we've built together. We know what's getting ready to happen. Ain't no surprise of what's getting ready to happen. What's going to be a surprise, and we don't know who on the screen is going to be the ones that come with us. You're blessed and lucky though. The opportunity now is very, very much so there for the taking. People that were with me building in my second and third year had it made to get to the top versus people that are starting right now. They got a little bit more of a fight. Still going to the top, but they got a little bit more of a fight, a little bit more competition in them. Right now, you guys are blessed. The price ain't going to get any cheaper than it is right now. Take advantage of it. Thank you guys for having me. So proud of all of you. Can't wait to see you. Anything you need, Tommy, let me know. I love you guys.
Wow, man. Thank you, Si. Awesome. Awesome. I got all kind of notes here.
My
Super appreciative.
grandkids. My grandkids
Let's go.
over there. Come on, let's go.
Simon,
Hey, big
beautiful.
week. Let's back it up, guys. This is a big, big week for us. Let's show Simon on a report next week. Be like, hey, dude, that speech you gave was just awesome. Look, we all had our record-breaking weeks. Okay, awesome, man. Let's go break some records. Appreciate you guys. Let's make it happen. I'll talk to you guys soon. Let's have a great day. Let's get it.
Let's go. Come on. 5. Yeah.